Alright everybody, welcome back to CC1 in the black and white tile set. Hope you're all having a good evening or day, or wherever the sun is at for you. I hope you're having a good one. We are on 4plex, and the goal today is to get to level 100. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started on this, because if we plan on reaching level 100, we better get cracking. So we start off by collecting a 2-dot key. And then a 1-dot. And then we get up there with the 3-dot key. Okay. I think it's blue, red, and yellow. Yeah, we got a long way to go because I mentioned at the end of the last video that we have some pretty long and somewhat difficult levels to get through. I'm going to do this thing that Dave insists on being a glitch. Start the top slide. We got writer's block, which is going to be more so long than tough. But between here and then is pretty chill and relaxed. And after writer's block, we have another steady stream of levels. I think Tileset might be hard to remember, but it's not really that difficult. Okay, we got this awesome section of 4plex here. It's crazy how there's no other level in CC1 that has something like this. But after that, Tileset and Suicide and stuff, then we got City Block, which will probably take the same amount of time as Writer's Block does. I'm not actually sure on that. And then we have a level I completely forgot about, Blockbuster, which I think is going to be the huge contender to be the reason this 25 level streak ends. Or possibly might come to an end. But if we can get past Blockbuster, then we might be home free. But one thing's for sure, we're gonna have a lot more deaths on that count. I can promise you that. Unless I somehow miraculously one-shot Blockbuster. Yeah, we'll go from there. But 4plex is completed. Absolute fun level to play. And it's still my favorite level in the whole set. It's just a lot of fun to play. Alright, Invincible Champion. Which is completely broken. Bummer. And I still died on it. That's hilarious. Alright. Let's see. I'm not sure if I have to do that previous next function on this. I think CC play, which is what I'm using to run MSCC, and actually store my save file and stuff. I think it has a built-in feature that just doesn't decrease the score bonus, but I'm not sure. Foursquare is next. Not too much to say about that level because I didn't use it for the walls of CC1 set. I used Wars instead, which is similar, but not entirely. Okay, so we gotta go back. Go back through this. I can't remember if there's a way to get all of them in one go. I think you're forced to do this thing, but I'm not sure. I think there is a path, actually, now that I think about it. Oh yeah, there's definitely a path. So I take back what I said. And another easy solve, unless I get plummeted by the glider. Cool stuff. Drawn and quartered. Yeah, it's just a nice chill Monday evening. I'm recording this. Had a couple failed recording attempts, but I didn't really get that far. I think it was just the first section of fourplex. I had to restart the recordings. One of them was just a sound issue. Another one was just an outside distraction here in the house. And I think this is the successful one so far. Oh, they are going to go through that teleport. But I don't care. So these last couple levels I didn't have in the walls of CC1 set. I just had fourplex, and for as amazing as that level is, I feel like I didn't really use that template to its full potential. I just built something I felt the set needed, which was an easy level. An easy open-ended level. Yeah, thankfully that the exit is in this corner. JB actually had this level, Foursquare, and Invincible Champion. I really like what he did with this level, though. I mean, not much you can really do with a wall template like this, but I like how he used the little notches as aesthetics. I think that was such a cool thing. All right, Vanishing Act. This level is what I used for Trapsville in Walls of CC1, which Bowman recently played and has actually finished that Let's Play. Which I completely didn't mention when I recorded last time. But I made something completely wacky and had a lot of fun making it. Very unconventional use of the wall layout. But there was no way on Earth I was going to reuse the original invisible walls. It required a tile swap of some kind. Okay, I feel like I'm missing some like towards the middle. Yeah, here's one right here. Is there another one I'm missing? feel like I didn't really go through this bottom corner. But there might be 4 down there. I'm not sure. I'm gonna be a one-chip Andy in the Vanishing Act. I knew I would forget one. Alright, well, here we go. This is where the fun begins. Thankfully, I didn't clear all the dirt. But I'm gonna have a very unfun time getting back to that point. I almost wonder if it's just worth adding to the death count to reset the level. Yeah, this is a nice long path. There's gotta be a way up there, right? I wonder if I can use my knowledge of Trapsville's layout to help me get through this. Okay, where would I forget a chip at? Is it over here? No? Where did you forget a chip, Chip? I went up here. Oh boy. Okay, I genuinely don't know where I could have missed a chip at. Is it in this corner? It is in this corner. Well. Okay, I'm actually low-key like remembering Trapsville's layout, and it's helping me get through this. Holy moly, I actually got through it. Wow. Okay, yeah, I absolutely used it to my advantage, Trapsville's layout. That's pretty cool. That's very cool. I need to like get like permanent headphones too, so I'm not doing this all the time when I record. All right, Chip used to spend his time programming computer games and making models, but that was just practice for this brain buster. All right, here we go. On to writer's block. So this template I also had. I made expensive burglar alarms, and I just retained the think in the blocks, and kind of ripped off one of ET's levels, but I think it turned out pretty cool. And if I remember correctly, there are no extras or spares in this, so we need to be extra careful. Okay, I am 100% sure you have to do that. let's head down here. Yeah, so I can't believe I forgot about Blockbuster. It just slipped my mind that that was even in the 80s decade. The one level I'm looking forward to in this decade is Up the Block, which has always been a high contender for like one of my favorite levels in this set. I'll probably talk more about it when we actually get to Up the Block, so I'll just hold off on that thought until then. But yeah, something kind of came up in my head recently with the timing of this series. If I can get through CC1, the rest of CC1 in a relatively quick manner, and then blaze through CCLP1 in black and white, there's an absolutely reasonable chance I could get to starting CCLP2 in black and white around the time its anniversary shows up on February 9th. Its 24th anniversary. Not that it's necessary to get to that point, but I do think it would be kind of cool. And I just want to take a moment to say, I really do appreciate you guys watching this series and actually supporting it being a thing. It definitely got a good amount of reception that I'm really pleased to see. And to know people are actually looking forward to seeing like the official sets in black and white, I think that's cool. I think the other cool thing is I never really thought about it up until now, but we're going through all the official sets in numerical order instead of by order of their release. So to play CCLP1 right after this will almost definitely be a very interesting experience. And then CCLP2 after that, and then CCLP3, and then 4, and then 5. So I guess I guess I am Let's Playing CCLP5 after all, just in a very different way than most probably would have hoped for me to play through it. But if it's in this wacky tile set, yeah, I will absolutely Let's Play it. "24 chips left with 24 deaths counted for so far." After how quick the count went up or increased from last video, I'm starting to think less than 50 is probably not reasonable, especially upon remembering Blockbuster is a thing. Yeah, trying to go back and forth from the top and bottom sections. Well, we got a couple more to go up here. Okay, I'm not sure how to break in through this. I think it's just like this. Yeah. always found it funny how you had, you know, a 2x2 square of blocks that's basically unusable, like right from the get-go. I always thought the developers were kind of mean to do that to the player. But it does make the end look nice. So from an aesthetic standpoint, it's completely fair. Okay, just wanted to make sure I went all the way left of that block. Yeah, I don't know what it is. These headphones, they like to, as I talk, they like to slip out of my ears for some reason. But I don't really care for those big, bulky ones that go over your ears like this. I have a pair. I just don't like using them that much. In fact, I haven't used them in years, so they might not even work for all I know. Okay, so we got the whole top section done. So I think all that's left is this bottom portion. Yeah, this level takes some time, man. And the fact there's another block pushing level in this decade is insane to me. Alright, let's get that corner chip. I've always hated how many blocks these corner chips require. But it does encourage you to think on how to use all the blocks. Alright, that corner is done. Alright, let's just go this way next. I do have to get that corner chip as well. So I should have like 11 blocks left, because this one chip requires 2. Oh boy. I almost wonder if it's worth like speeding up some bits of this recording on this level. Because if I don't, there's no way this is going to stay within a reasonable watch time. I try to keep these videos reasonably lengthy. Like the last video I uploaded of this was like 1 hour and 16 minutes, which is by far the longest video I've put out there on this new channel so far. I'm not counting the live stream because that's its own thing. Alright, 4 more to go. And we got all the blocks necessary for them. I'm being extra careful because I hate this. I hate how close water and floor look so close, so like samey. Like people have that problem with how the color tile set of this, how water and ice look similar colored. That's how I feel about floor and water in this tile set. Okay, Okay, that's not that way. This is the way. Okay. One more to go. One more block. Alright, that's every chip collected. And we can finally make our way to the exit. That is Writer's Block completed. I don't know how long that took. I'm going to guess it took like 15 minutes at least. Alright, Socialist Action. I've always done that. I don't know if it really makes any difference, but it's always how I solved it since I was a kid. This level is so strange. I'm not sure what the whole point of the level was supposed to be. I guess it's just supposed to be wacky. Just wait for this guy to come out. And the bug should be right behind him too. And that's another easy solve. I'm glad Socialist Action is as quick as it is. It's such a strange level. I've never understood it. Alright, up the block. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is good level stuff right here. And just wait patiently for these guys to do their thing. Yeah, I remember as a kid, I was very stuck on this level. I didn't really know what to do because, you know, I was just a kid. I wasn't good at puzzle solving at the time. But I always found doing it this way I remember when I finally figured out how to get the gliders down here, I remember being so happy. Like, I can finally collect all these chips and explore the whole bottom half of the level. Which isn't anything to write home about, but I love how these little triangular rooms are here. It's such a unique charm to this level that I feel this doesn't really get that as much appreciation as it does. And that's one of the reasons why I'm even doing this project in the first place, with replaying CC1. It's kind of like it's kind of refreshing your head about like what made these levels so special to us and stuff. You know, this is a game you know, if you're watching this, you've probably played a custom level, and it's just it's amazing how just replaying this is just striking back so many fun memories of playing this as a kid at my grandma's house. The first thing I'd look forward to doing when I got home from school was jump on the computer, and boot up chips challenge. And I'm a 34-year-old man, and I feel the same way to this day. I look forward to doing my job at work, and as soon as I get home, play some chips challenge. And I think that's a pretty based attitude. I kind of just blew through wars right there. Alright, let's see how well I can remember this teleport sequence. I think it's right. Yes. And then it's up. You can kind of see the path right there. Is it up? I think it's up. Yes, it's up. And then left. Or right, sorry. I think this is left. Yes. Next one is up. I can't. Right? Yes. This one's down. It's like one of the only down ones. And then that one's left. And then this one's down. Okay, so then we just gotta do it again. That's not terrible. Up. Up. Right. Up. Right. Left. Up. Right. I think it's left. I don't remember. Yeah, okay, it is left. Okay, it's right. And it's down. Up. And then we are home free. Okay. I think one-shotting Telenet is amazing progress. I've only died once, and it was such a stupid way to die, too. Alright, Telenet is done. So that level I made a salvage spam folder out of. And it's an alright level. Definitely not meant to be a fan favorite or whatever. Okay, so they'll eventually just blow up all these bombs. This level always made no sense to me. I'm just gonna wait here for the path to clear. Stay hydrated, friends. Okay, I might want to be careful. Okay, just one more. That's all I need is one. And one I got, ending it with 350 because that's awesome. City block time. Okay. Round 2. Now let's just push all these. So the cool thing about this level that we did for the Walls of CC1 project is JB used this and retained everything of the original city block. He retained all the chips, the blocks, the water. Yeah. I think that's all I think he retained everything. And just did his own little twist of things. It was pretty cool. Okay, so I need to do a turnaround spot. I think right here is okay to do so with. I know this has extra blocks. Yeah, I like to think of these block pushing levels in this decade to be like, you know, like a 3-round knockout. And it actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it. You know, you start with writer's block, which is this long, tedious, you know, once you think about how to solve it, it just becomes a bunch of grunt work. And city block here, there's really not much thought behind. Oh, there is a little bit of thought, because I remember being stumped on this level for a while. But there are extras, and you can be you have a little bit of leeway with the blocks and stuff. So it doesn't feel as intense as something like Rider's Block does. And then round 3 is obviously going to be Blockbuster. I wouldn't even say round 3. That's like the final boss of the decade. At least in MS. But honestly, Blockbuster, even in the intended tile set, or not tile set, the intended rule set of Steam, Links, whatever, is still not an easy level. I feel like that gets undermined quite a bit. Oh boy. I probably should have a list of fun things to talk about, knowing I was playing a bunch of block pushing levels. Let's see, how far into the recording are we? We're about 39 minutes in. Not too bad. And it might be possible to get to Colony in half an hour. Okay, I think... I'm trying to remember... I think you have to bridge down that second from the bottom row. I'm pretty sure you have to. Because you have there's chips on the left side. Yeah, you do have to do that. Sucks that you have to do it that way, but... I think the biggest bottleneck with this level is the ending. I've never liked the ending of this level. I think it is the rudest ending in the entire game. Ending to a level, that is. That'd be an interesting like tier list idea one day. Like rank the ending of every like post-socket challenge in CC, like the official sets. Like obviously CC1, there's not a whole lot of post-socket challenges, because most of them just take you directly to the exit. But in a level like this, I think this is by far the worst post-socket challenge. Well, I guess there's pain as well. Oh boy, going through pain is gonna be fun. Said no one ever. So what other levels am I looking forward to getting to in this set? Paranoia. I mean, that'll be coming up hopefully in this video. I'm not too sure. I think I won't get a proper gauge on if I can get to Colony tonight until I beat Blockbuster. If I can get through Blockbuster within a reasonable amount of time, then I think it's definitely doable. Because the only block pushing level after that would be Road Sign. And Road Sign is regarded as one of the better levels in CC1. I am a Road Sign enjoyer myself, so... But I kind of want to get all this block pushing stuff done. You know, there is also a possibility that I could cook the ending of this level and have to replay City Block. And if that happens, then I can definitely say we're not reaching Colony tonight. But the whole 25 level thing is just an arbitrary thing. It's not like I have to do it. It's just, it's nice and consistent up until the, last 25 levels, which isn't going to be even going to be 25, it'll be 24. I like the amount of deaths we still have. We have not died since Invincible Champion, which very, very easily could have and should have been avoided. It's crazy that I died in that level. Okay, I can extract this one. I'm just gonna keep doing the middle row. We can actually extract quite a bit out of this cluster. Just gotta do that first. Wasn't sure if it was open yet. Okay. Good progress so far, good progress so far. So I just need 3, and I can start bridging up. Which I can just use the blocks from the bottom room if I have to, but I might not have to do that. But I gotta go through the bottom room anyway, so... I might as well, once I get those water spots filled in. Oh. That's fine, we're not playing in links. Okay, I got a little scared there, not gonna lie. I felt the input lag. Okay, so we just need to do the bottom one. So we can start tackling this chunk right here. Yeah, just push those blocks in the corner. Okay, do I want to just do this section now? Might as well. Okay, I don't remember. Okay, I want to make sure I get this right. So I can just push that block straight up, and I'll be okay. I just gotta do this. Yeah, this bottom section is always a little nerve-wracking. But we are definitely good on the blocks, because I just need one more. I wonder if they called the city block because of the squares out in the water. Maybe they were thinking those are like city, like building tops of a city or something. Who knows? Okay, I don't care about that block. I just need to push that. Okay. Ending of city block. Here we go. Oh, I am so tempted to pull up a map for this. I don't want to do this, man. I hate this ending. And I have screwed it before. Okay, we can go around this. Okay, this is where the ending's at. So I think it's like this. Whew, okay, thank God. That always stresses me out. I hate that ending, man. It's not as bad as I remember it being, but my God, I hate that ending of that level. It is rough. Okay, city block is done. Now on to spirals. This might actually add to the death counter finally. Because I don't remember the path to this level. Okay. I guess we can go this way, right? Alright, well at least we don't have the corrupted version of spirals. That's nice. But I think those walkers are going to be a problem as I get more chips. So they're definitely going to be guarding one of them pretty heavily. In fact, I can already kind of see the one it's blocking off, yeah. Yep, it's this one right here. And that's a dead end. Wow, I actually got the dead end of spirals. That's sad.
Bummer.
That is sad. Oh my gosh, man. Wow, that sucks. Well, I knew it wasn't going to last forever. That was a good hot streak without a death, though. Dang, I don't think I ever fell for that dead end path in my life. That is funny. Alright, let's go get that chip. It's just right here. Actually, both of them are right here. Okay, now we gotta go back and endure these walkers. Whew, okay. They are hot on my tail. Oh, now they're guarding a different chip. Can I get it from... No, I cannot get it from this way. This is the one. And that's the other one. Okay, I'm closer to the exit now. Am I screwed?
Bummer.
Damn. I actually got screwed again. Insane. Alright, I don't know the optimal way to collect the chips. I completely forgot. And I can tell my webcam very slowly angled itself down because originally the whole Flareon behind me was visible. Now you can't see it no more. Okay, so how are we gonna get these chips, man? Like, they're already down that pathway. I can't just leave the... I just can't leave the chip there forever. Okay, crossing over this is not bad. Let's go this way. I do end up at this chip no matter what I do, though. What if I went this way? No, that's not the right way. Don't ask me how I timed that. Okay. I hope this is a winning attempt. And it is. Awesome. Alright. Spirals is finally done. I added a couple more to the count, but not a terrible amount. And now, round 3. Blockbuster. Place your bets, folks. How many deaths is Joshy going to accumulate on this level? I will tell you,
Bummer.
that is not what I meant to do. I meant to push the other block up, so I can ram it. I guess I'll just do it right off the bat. Except I don't get that clone no more. That's okay. We get the timing right on that because we have good skills in that regard. Okay, so I always do this block pushing part like this, just to minimize the amount of blocks that are cloned onto the ice. And I might do that strat, because there is a safe way to play this level. I know Jeffrey documented that fairly well. Alright, those are off the ice. But that's the easy dodging part. This is the tough one right here. Actually, that's not that bad. That one is erratic as heck. But it kind of has a pattern. Okay, I actually don't want to push that block down because I'll die. Because it goes like 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. Like 1, 2, or 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Alright. This one's going to be a little tricky because you actually have to get the blocks off the ice here. Oh, that's just kind of just going back and forth. Alright, this one's going to be a little hard. If you guessed or bet one death on Blockbuster, you're a winner. We're getting to Colony tonight, guys. Alright, we are on Playhouse now. Which, good level placement after Blockbuster, I have to say. Okay, so what do we need? We need that key. Is that what we need to go up there, though? I don't think so. No, maybe. I have a 4-dot key, which is yellow. And now I have a 1-dot, which is a blue. I better get a thumbs up for that Blockbuster solve, by the way. You know, theoretically, I could have done that deathless. Because the only reason I even died on Blockbuster was just because I went up on the wrong column. To ram a block to get it off the slip list. If I just went up the right column, I definitely would have solved the level in one try. Good job. Thank you, Playhouse. Even the level after Blockbuster recognizes your effort. How cool is that? Alright, Playhouse done. I can do it. I know I can, Chip thinks as the going gets tougher. Besides, Belinda the mental marvel waits at the end. Alright, Jumping Swarm. You can argue this is another one to worry about, but I don't know. I like to think I have decent react time to roaming monsters. Yeah, see, look at that. Easy reaction time. Even right there, I reacted pretty well. Okay, did I get the other top chip? I think I did. Alright, one more to go. Can I solve it first try? Where's the last one at? This is not the level you want to be one chip short on. Is it at the top? Dude, my gameplay...
Bummer.
I was going to say my gameplay was being flawless, and of course that happens right when I say that. Spoke too soon. Spoke too soon. Alright, the curse of a one-chip Andy struck me once again. I genuinely wonder where that one chip was that I missed, because I felt like I was being really thorough. Alright, let's leave the stack of 2 right there, just because I know that's there. I think they're...
Bummer.
Oh, right in the head. Or the face. The face is more humorous, I think. I don't know why I keep saying head. Okay, I don't know if I have to do that or not. I guess I could look at my level score and see. But I feel like I was going to be one more chip shy again. Although, maybe not, because I think the last chip I had left was... Whoa, that's good. Was on the right side.
Bummer.
Oh, come on. I'm getting more deaths on Jumping Swarm than I am on Blockbuster. That's crazy, man. Alright, I'm just going to not do that resetting thing, just to see. Because who knows, maybe I want to submit this score. Actually, I probably won't. Because I already have a submitted score on my scoreboards on the high scores page. Alright, let's get this one chip that's right here. Alright, I see 3. Right there. There's another one. There's another one, and the last one should be right here.
Bummer.
Oh, no. Dude, it just come at you, man. Damn. They just come right at you. Yeah, that's okay. That is more than okay. Like, I knew that was going to happen, so I immediately backed up from that. Alright, we're... Wasn't very optimal with my chip pathing, but I think we got it. I'm just missing the one right there. And of course there's a buttload of walkers there, but that's okay. We win. Alright, Vortex is the next level. A very weird level, and one I made a pretty cool Walls of level out of. It took a long time to think about it. So I used this Vortex as my level's ending. I made a Stone Cyclone out of this. So what I did was I swapped the real blue walls, or not the real blue walls, I swapped all the blue walls for water. I think I kept all the real blue walls intact. And I basically did what JB did with his Walls of Metal Harbor and Walls of CC LP1, but just the inverse. Oh. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're supposed to get a key. Oh, wow. I forgot all about that. I thought you can just go straight to the Vortex and...
Bummer.
and solve it, because not every bit of this level was necessary. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of the green key. The green key isn't necessary. Got another walker because we definitely didn't get tired of those from Jumping Swarm. And it's going to make my life difficult.
Bummer.
Oh boy. Alright, 33. 33 on the count. Dude, I'm at an hour and 12 minutes in the recording. I don't think this is going to be a reasonable length for you guys. Oh, I got out of that alive. Alright, now we can solve it. I wonder why they put the green key here. I wonder what they were trying to cook with that choice. But you know what? I'm all for pointless items. I think that needs to be like some kind of level trend. Just pointless things. I know that can be a little misleading, but I think in a level like this, you have an unnecessary green key. There's not even a green door in this level, so did I miss my turn off? I think I did. I just took another trip around the world for no reason. That's alright. Yeah, I'm an hour and 13 minutes into recording this, and I can feel it in my back. My back is becoming sore playing for this long. Alright, road sign. Level I've been kind of alluding to. But this level's legit. This is a legit block pushing challenge. So this is another template I used for Walls of CC1. I made the level You Can't Handle the Heat, which is kind of a sort of, but not really, sequel to You Can't Handle the Ice that I made for Josh L6. I just made a fireball, linear fireball level. Well, fireball bug level. It was themed around a tile palette. Red doors, yellow doors. Alright, let's get this block out of this corner next. Use this big ol' room for a fire maze that you had to navigate without stepping on a thief. Pretty cool, and I think I screwed that block. I sure did. I thought I was supposed to push it down some more, but I forgot there was a thing. Alright, so am I screwed? Because I think you need all the blocks in this. Because I know you need one more to go up there, and I know you need...
Bummer.
Yeah, you need another one to get that chip at the top. So yeah, that was definitely a screw. Well, a death, but... Let's see, let's go for that block first, since we start the closest to that section. And we can actually just straight away just push it upwards like this. Okay. Now we can get this block set up. Actually, let me get this set up too. The amount of loops it makes you do for just the one block is just such a staple in design these days. Like, how long can we make the loop, you know, for a block? But I think what this level does best is the amount of blocks it makes you guide throughout the level. You only need to guide, I think, 3 of them. I think this block is probably the most time-consuming one to extract, even though it's close to the section it needs to go to. I'm not sure. We will have to fact check that here momentarily. Alright. Let's get this chip over here. Okay. I think after I beat this level, I'm going to temporarily stop the video and just stretch a little bit. I can deal with one ball. I always like this concept of trapping the balls to get a chip. It's too bad they didn't really do much with it. Okay, maybe this block takes a bit to extract. So I do remember this ice slide. Okay, you want to go this way with it. Push it there, okay. Now we have to go back through this. Okay, this block takes a little longer. I guess that should have been obvious enough to me. And the toggles are not in the right spot. I thought I fixed that. I'm glad there's a toggle button in there. Thank you, developer. And I always like this part. Like, this is the only spot in the level you can actually touch the border with the ice corners. I always thought that was a little odd, but alright, solved with 600 left on the clock on the nose. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break.
A few moments later.
Okay, we are back. I took the opportunity to readjust my webcam and get a drink and everything. So, stay hydrated. Alright, now you see it. Alright, so this level's not going to take as long, but it is one of these mazes. That, mind you, I do like. I think my favorite element behind this maze is that there's only 7 chips to collect. Like, and we already got one, so that's perfect. So that's one thing I give this maze credit for. It doesn't utilize every dead end and puts a chip at every dead end like a lot of mazes do. Okay, I know there's a chip. Yeah, I know there's a chip down here. And of course, you're never going to touch the border in CC1. Alright, so I know that's there. Well, I take that back. If you're playing, Thanks to obviously has that going for it. Okay, is that all the chips in this lower section, or is there one more? I feel like there's one more. Yeah, I think that one we have to collect over here. And by that one, I mean the bottom one. Because it is letting me get closer to it. Okay, yeah, I had a hunch. Yeah, to get it from down here. Ooh, so what a ride this video has been, man. I knew it was gonna be a long one, but holy cow. I mean, I'm grateful that Blockbuster went way better than I expected it to. Like, in no universe should I have had that easy of a time with it. But I am not complaining whatsoever. That level had every right to hold me up. But the chip gods said, not today. And blessed me with a fantastic solve. Again, I wish that was a deathless attempt, man. That would have been awesome to have that on camera. But one death, hey. You can't how much can you really complain about dying one time on Blockbuster? Okay, I know this last chip is in this corner. Right there. Don't have to worry about dying in this level. There's no way. I don't think there's no way to die because there's not even a time limit. Alright, now you see it is done. Foursquare. Okay, this level is going to take a bit to remember because there's a lot of different ways to solve this. So I have a 2-dot key. I can definitely go to the left. And I can go down as well. Okay. So there's my one chip. I guess this is my other one. Cool, that guy got stuck there. Good stuff. Alright, easy peasy. Paranoia. Some claim this is the best level of all time. You don't need the fire boots, but they can help later on. Nice meme. Okay, you're gonna make me wait. I do like how this level just tells you right from the get-go you don't need them to solve the level. But why wouldn't you get them? Okay, I gotta say, I haven't pointed it out yet, but Chip standing on a used pop-up wall in black and white makes him look like he's like a picture frame in the wall or something. Alright, just get these last chips behind the fire right here. And we can exit. Good stuff. Paranoia done. Metastable to chaos. Alright, let's just free out a little bit of space for those guys to go in. That should be good enough. Should be more than good enough, actually. Alright. Cause some chaos. Just think I love this level enough to make, like, 2 chaos levels.
Bummer.
Oh, what? Alright. That's, a little bit of a bummer, but oh well. You can just brute force it with just one block, because I know that's how you get the bowl time in this. But I am going to play it safe, because I'm trying to keep that death counter low, guys.
Bummer.
that should have been a death, man. What the heck? Man. In my head, it didn't really process that I could have died like that. Alright, we're just gonna make a path. And didn't even need it because I can just exit. Okay, yeah. See, that's what I meant. I just had to free up more room. That's all. All right, shrinking. Pretty easy level. We'll go ahead and take advantage of what the level wants me to do. It won't matter too much, though. Oh, I guess it will. Okay. I know for this you want to do this, but you don't have to.
Bummer.
Of course. Of course. Of course he had to die on shrinking, buddy.
Bummer.
And he had to die like that, too. That's... Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, okay, okay. I think JB used this template for secret Sokoban service. He basically made Sokobans in these little rings that made up shrinking. Alright, we're just not gonna waste time. We're just gonna die instead. Cool. Died more on shrinking than Blockbuster, by the way. Some would say this is a skill issue, and some would be correct in that regard. There we go. That's all you had to do, man. It's not that hard of a level. Did you really need to add 3 deaths to that? Yes, you did. Alright. Catacombs, the level that has never made any sense to me. I can go out and about and do this. And I can go in here and go back through here. Okay. Okay, I just need to get that one key right there. And I guess I can just cheese it and do that. Well, that's legal because that was a red key. Okay. Alright, Catacombs is done. And we have finally made it to level 100, everybody. Colony. It has been quite a journey. But one I will definitely remember for a very long time. Because we got through Blockbuster on 1 death. And I am absolutely going to brag about it. I am within my rights to do so. So JB used this level for the second level in Walls of CC1, Slay the Pyre, I think it's called. Wonder if it's a play on the game Slay the Spire, which I've never played, but I have a good amount of online acquaintances that have played the game before. I have no idea what it consists of, so I don't need educating on what it is. But interestingly enough, he didn't use the full layout. I think he only used the center of it. And what's funny is when we were redistributing wall templates after VT basically admitted he can't design much anymore just because of time constraints and stuff, or just life focuses, or focus on life better. I can't put it into words. I've been talking for like an hour and a half, okay? JB actually tentatively gave me Colony. And I told him, look, I made the Grand Slammer, which, is kind of the same wall pattern, just with different openings and stuff. And that was reason for him to use it. But he didn't use the full layout. And if I used it, I probably would have used the whole layout, honestly, because, I don't know. It just looks like it has fun potential in that area. But that is another 25 levels down. Besides being an angel on Earth, Melinda is the top scorer in the challenge and the president of the Bitbusters. And that concludes this video. I have no idea how long it's going to be because I am probably going to speed up portions of Writer's Block and City Block. Those were the two like long levels I had to go through because once again, second try on Blockbuster. I can't brag about first try. But that is it. The next 25 levels, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Nothing terrible in the 100s decade. Kablam, but not even Kablam is bad. Torture Chamber, I guess, is probably going to be 1 or 2 deaths. Oversea Delivery. Yeah, that's gonna be a time consumption. Blockbuster 2's not as bad. Perfect Match might take a bit. Yeah, I think those are the only a couple of levels are going to probably give us a little bit of a problem, but nothing terrible. I think next 25 levels will be very reasonable, all things considered. And we are at 39 deaths on the counter now, which is going okay, I guess. It's still under 50. I doubt it's going to stay under 50 until the end. So I'm going to predict there's going to be like 70 deaths. That's going to be my final prediction is 70. And we'll just see what happens. If you made it this far and you stuck around through all these levels, thank you very much for doing so. I really do appreciate your guys' time. This video has gone on long enough, and I'm not going to prolong it any further. So thank you very much for watching or listening. I hope you all have a good rest of your days. And we will see you for part 5 or 6. I'm not sure if I'm going to split this video into 2 parts. Probably not. Most likely not. So we'll see you for part 5. I hope you all have a good one. Thank you for watching. And just remember, 1 death on Blockbuster, baby.